This is probably going to be a sound-only video because it's late. But anyway, I wanted to give you an example of what what noises chickens make when they're upset. But if you hear this sound and you're picking them up, you're not hurting them, they're just upset. This is Lucas. He was feral when I got him, so he's not fond of being picked up and handled. But he tolerates it now. All I'm doing right now is I'm hugging him. That's it. I'm hugging him and I'm petting him. That's it. Well, once I get him nice and calm, he calms down and he lets me hug him and cuddle him and love on him. He's just not used to being picked up. But don't worry, if your chicken's making these noises, you're not hurting them. So don't be afraid to restrain them or to hold on to them or keep hold of them, because they're not being hurt. Okay, what I'm doing right now is I'm just adjusting him. I'm moving him a little bit. Now I'm sitting up. You slipped. That's okay. So let's see if I can get some video on here. This is Lucas. He's a salmon faverol. Yes. And see, all I'm doing is this. I'm just scratching his butt. And that's the kind of whining he makes. And he just pecked my finger. He didn't hurt though, he was just exploring. Actually, I think he pecked part of the phone. Now all I'm doing is hugging him. See, my arm's around him, that's it. That's all I'm doing. I got my arm around him. That is all I'm doing. Okay, moving a little bit. And you see he's flailing a lot too. But when your bird's not being used to handled, this is probably how it's going to go the first several times you handle him. And when I don't want him to go anywhere, I got my hand right here. This is underneath all these feathers. This is just the base of his neck, and I've got my thumbs underneath the bend of his wing, and my middle fingers underneath the bend of his wing on that side, just like this. I'm just holding on very gently like that, on the base of his neck, over his shoulders, the bend of the wing. So if I don't want him to go anywhere, I can just gently push down on my leg. Just gently. Yeah, and he was picked on by the other bird, so he's missing some feathers here and they're growing back in. So that's a feather that broke. As you can see, I'm not doing all that much and he's making a lot of fuss. So when they stand up straight like that too, see how it, see when I pet him his head goes straight up? That's a sign of an unsure bird. He's not sure what's going on and what you want of him. He's not quite sure about what's going on. And when you pat them and they stand up, same thing. They're just not sure what to make of what's going on. And this is the preening that he's doing right now shows that he trusts me. He does trust me. He knows he's not going to get hurt. He's just not certain about what's going on. He's kind of in a transition period right now. But this is Lucas, and he came to me feral. Much better now. I got him when he was 3 months old. He had 2 brothers that were 4 months old, and 1 brother was 5 months old. They all were like this when I got him. They were worse than this when I got him. They wouldn't let me hold him at all. They would just scream bloody murder. Like what he was doing earlier, but even louder and screamier. Yeah. But he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yeah. See, look at those slightly feathered feet. Ever so slightly. He is a good boy. And I do love him a lot. And sometimes, not often, but sometimes I can get him to snuggle too. Sometimes he'll snuggle. He's not a big snuggle bug, but he does snuggle sometimes. So there you go, handling an unsure bird. See, when they're and here we go, when he's looking down like this, he's contemplating jumping. Now he's decided not to because he knows I won't let him. And again, that's just when I hunker down right here at the base of his neck. I just gently hold him. And you can also gently push them down, and they'll sit down, just like this. If you just put your hand, there's mosquitoes. If you just put your hand right here on their back, and you gently press down, and you're going to have resistance for a while. If they're really not used to what you're doing, you could have resistance for a minute or more. But you just keep that gentle pressure. You don't want to force them down. You don't want to shove them down. Just hold it. Some pressure. Sorry. Mosquitoes. And they will lay down. Oh, scratch, scratch, scratch. Scratch, scratch, scratch. See, he's standing. There, we got him standing. Hand pressure, ever so slight. And he lays down. And these are good techniques to use when working with a skittish bird and trying to get them to trust you. Because they're not going to trust you without experience to let them know that you're trustworthy. So, there you go, Lucas the skittish boy is now somewhat snuggly. I hope this helps some people with their skittish birds. Say bye-bye, Lucas. Say bye-bye. Now you're not going to talk, huh? No, you're not going to talk. You know you're on camera. No. There we go. All right, see ya.